indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to make a motion to have the clerk run the meeting.
Support?
Motion by Treasurer Honing, support by Trustee Harper. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Have the clerk call the roll. Supervisor Fountain?
Here.
Treasurer Honing?
Here.
Chokyu here. Trustee Colliane?
Here.
Trustee Germain? Absent. Trustee Harper?
Here.
Trustee Petrucci?
Here.
Okay. Moving on to the, take a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved?
Second.
Motion by Harper, seconded by Treasurer Horning. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Call to the public? No one?
Do we have anyone online?
We'll move on to the approval of the consent agenda.
Oh, here's public.
Oh, wait. Go back.
Okay.
Go back.
Pardon?
Call to the public, or?
We'll pass that.
Okay. Okay, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Support?
Motion by Trustee Colliane, support by Trustee Petrucci. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Move to item 7, the applicant, site plan 20004, private road for Bella Vita. Normally, we would have Trustee Colliane give us an update, but since we have Planning Director Langer here today, we'll turn it over to Troy.
Okay. Thank you. I'm just going to be very brief. The Bella Vita site, this is a Google Maps aerial view of the Bella Vita site on the north side of M59, just near Arena Drive. They're under construction. They're nearing the end of their care facility. Their drive that goes back there that they've already built was built to the private road standards. It just never was dedicated as a true private road. And the dedication of a private road requires review by the Planning Commission and approval by the board. This was at the Planning Commission's meeting last Thursday. They recommended approval of that. And so it does require coming to the board for final approval. About the only physical change that this road will have from what you see out there is it has to have a cul-de-sac or T turnaround at the end. So that's about the only difference that will be from what you see out there currently.
So are they going to use a common driveway, a common cutoff on 59?
Yeah, this was always intended to be the main drive that would go in there. What he wants to do is to sell this about 8-9 acre piece in the back and maybe sell a piece up here and sell a piece up there. And in order to do that, each of those lots has to have a minimum amount of frontage on a private road. So his maneuvering lane or access drive wouldn't count. So there's no way he could divide this piece off back here separately because it wouldn't have.
Is he going to need any kind of approvals from MDOT because there's going to be more traffic there now?
He may. We had reached out to MDOT before it went to the Planning Commission. I did not have an answer. We've had some discussion, and they've indicated they're looking at it, and they're going to be in contact with the applicant. But the development of the property, I mean, he could develop this back there without dividing it. He would just own it. He could develop another. He had talked about another care facility that mirrors what he's got just in the backside, but I think ultimately he'd like to just sell it.
I'll move to approve as outlined in the staff memorandum dated June 9th, 2020, approval of site plan application 20-004.
Support.
I'll support it.
Okay, motion by Treasurer Horning, supported by Trustee Colliane. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Brings us to item number 8, pending and new business, Fire Station 61 replacement roof. Director West?
Thank you. What you have this evening before you is a proposal in our township standard contract for the replacement, complete replacement roof of Fire Station 61. The Public Works responded probably about 3 months ago, 2 months ago maybe, to some leaks in what had historically a portion of the fire station that had not leaked before. This is kind of a frequent occurrence. We report out there, seems like at least once on an annual basis for roof problems. And subsequently, the contractor we had go out to look at it actually indicated this, the roof is a car with 200,000 miles. And you can certainly patch the part that is bad right now, the worst part, if you will. The problem is that's roughly 20% of the replacement cost for the new roof. My recommendation moving forward is to replace the roof. This is an ongoing situation, and it's kind of like filling a pothole on a road that's really poor shape. It's going to reoccur if we do not. It was first brought to the attention of the township 2 years ago, and it was included in prior budget recommendations. But at this point in time, we've reached a point where it's now getting to, we'll be throwing good money at a bad problem. My recommendation is to move forward and replace this. I will say the multiple quotes we've had over the 2 years, this is actually lower than our lowest quote last year that we had for that. So some of the roofing material costs have gone down a little bit, which is a bonus. I do want to add the caveat, I did request a slight contingency in this. One of the issues we found is the part that's very bad right now, the plywood actually has to be replaced. This isn't just a tear off and a reshingle. The concern is as we tear off the remainder, there might be additional plywood pieces that have to be replaced. So I'm requesting a slight contingency for that material if needed. Otherwise, this is definitely the lowest quote qualified. In fact, this is a repeat quote, same company. They have indicated the costs have come down slightly on roofing materials. So my recommendation is to move forward with it at this time.
Well, I'll move to approve the proposed contract with Ferguson Roofing Incorporated for the replacement roof as presented in the amount of $47,400 plus a 5% contingency for a total amount not to exceed $49,770.
Support?
I just have a question on the prior roof. Is the prior roof, how long has that been going? I mean, has that been 20 years or 25 years?
I probably not the best person to speak to that. My understanding is that there was,
19?
19? Okay, so it's right around the time of the warranty.
and correct me if I'm wrong, certain parts were redone or patched at different times. A lot of the valleys, peaks where the tower is, these are historical problems that were, according to Ferguson Roofing, they said they weren't flashed right. We've tried multiple attempts to repair it, but ultimately it's eaten away underneath.
Very
So,
good, okay.
Question I have is you had a price that's less than last year. Is it the same quality of product they're putting on the roof?
it is verbatim. And when I say less, we're talking by the tune of like $400.
But I mean, it's
Yes.
the same quality.
Same company and same material. I mean, his quote was almost identical. A certain product had been reduced in price. And one more note, the quote does indicate a 50% deposit is required. He has waived that for the township.
okay.
He said he usually uses that for as needed, but he said he's not requiring that of the township. So,
Good.
thank you.
Okay, I have a motion by trustee Coliani, seconded by trustee Harper. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Brings us to the manager recruitment budget amendment.
Yeah, last time we authorized the use of Frank Walsh, but we need to do the budget amendment to go with it. So I'll move to approve the budget amendment for management recruitment services as presented.
I'll support it.
I just have a question on that last one. Did we need to do that, or did that motion take care of that? Because it required.
That's what, the last motion, it's coming out of fire fund, and it already says that in the motion, right? We don't need a budget amendment.
You do need a budget.
Do we?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, it's
need-
included, it's included.
It's included, okay, that's
Yeah.
why, when I noticed that on the write-up, it said budget amendment be required.
Yeah.
So do you need that as part of the motion, or are you okay?
Is that in your motion?
It
You're talking about the
wasn't-
fire still, the roof?
Yeah, it wasn't,
Budget amendment says,
when we did the fire replacement roof, it did not mention a budget amendment, other than in the write-up. The recommended action was just to approve the budget.
yeah, and including the budget amendment, transferring the funds required
So, Mr.
Should we go
Chairperson,
back-
can we go back
back
and just
and
correct the
amend
record
that?
on that?
Amended.
to
Okay.
include the budget amendment?
That the motion that I made
Yep.
to approve the proposed contract include
Budget amendment
a budget amendment.
from 206.
Glenn, are you okay with that?
Certainly.
Okay, to go back and approve that motion by trustee Colian as amended, seconded by trustee Harper. All those in favor?
Good catch.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Then we don't have to do it again?
Okay,
now we're going to do it again.
back to the
Okay.
manager recruitment. Kathy made a motion.
Right. Need a second?
Second.
I'll second. So the motion was by trustee, or by treasurer Horning, seconded by clerk Chopu. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Takes us to board reports. I'll start with trustee Harper,
No report.
trustee Petrucci.
Well, I would just like to say on behalf of the township that I'd like to offer our condolences to Frank Hultberg's family. Frank passed away. He was an adopted son of Don Epley, and he was a Heartland Township Fire Chief for many, many years. And he helped out the department in many different ways. So our condolences go out to his family. That's all I have.
Thank you. I'd just like to give a brief update on absentee voting. The state of Michigan delivered or mailed out their applications for absentee ballot. They mailed them out today to the remaining 10,000 residents in Heartland. The schools have also sent out a letter on their bond millage, which was accompanied by an AAV ballot application. There's also a new state online application that they rolled out. So there are several ways to apply for an absentee ballot application. You only need to submit one. So just for everybody listening out there, once you submit one, you can throw the rest away. That's all I've got. Treasurer Horning?
Before we meet again, the tax bills will be going out on June 30th, and they're due on September 14th. And this year's farmer market is amazing. We've got more vendors that paid for the entire year. Produce is coming in this week. It's going to be fresh strawberries, asparagus, a lot of great activity out there. We have a food truck this year and a kettle corn truck, and it's just really.
Meat truck.
We have a meat truck, and that meat truck has a line in front of it every
Yep.
week. He's local grown. So it's on Saturdays in the Rural King parking lot, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Thank you. Trustee Colian?
I have nothing to report, thank you.
Okay. Supervisor Fountain?
No report this evening.
With that, I think we'll go into our brief recess, and we will head into our work session after about a 5-minute break. Thank you.
Take Bill for you since you got all that to carry. I'll carry Bill.
I think
He's going to call in.
Yeah,
You're going to call in over there, right, Bill?
we're going to call him.